Thank you very much indeed. David Davis joins us now, former Shadow Home Secretary. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
What do you make of these allegations?
Well, they're pretty serious. Gordon's right that the agencies can, if they get a court order, quite properly actually get information on pretty much anybody if they are a suspect. But they pretty much have to tell the court that there's a reason for having suspicion. They can't just do it on you and me, which is what is different about this. It seems as though, it seems to be very unlikely that they would have got a court order which would operate in America. Bear in mind what this is about. This isn't just about. People have compared it to the Communications Data Bill, which is about when I call you or you call somebody else and when the call takes place and where to, not the content. This is about the content. This is about email, chat, videos, photos, stored data, voice over internet, file transfers, video conferences, you name it. And it covers everybody. It covers Yahoo, Google, Facebook, Skype, AOL, Microsoft, the lot. So it's hard to see why GCHQ would use this if it was the sort of thing that was normally available via a court order. And so it does look as though they're sidestepping it.
Yeah,
and in America, it's incredibly controversial because to do this is thoroughly illegal with American citizens. Thoroughly illegal.
And yet President Obama has said today that if people require 100% security, they shouldn't expect 100% privacy.
Well, if I may say so, it's the most stupid thing I've ever heard an American president say. There's no such thing as 100% security in a free society. We've known that for a long time. We've lived through the Irish troubles and other terrorist events. We know that it's impossible to give 100% security. And it's also sidestepping the question. The way you deal with that is you use the process of law to protect people when they're being interrogated or investigated improperly.
So if GCHQ have circumvented the formal legal process here, they also say, as I've mentioned earlier, they're subject to rigorous oversight, including that of the Intelligence and Security Committee. What you have here, David, is the bizarre situation where the Intelligence and Security Committee are demanding a report from GCHQ on Monday for something allegedly assuming that they'd already overseen this, that they were party to this.
Well, one of the problems, I mean, the IS, the Intelligence and Security Committee, is a committee of parliamentarians. It doesn't report to Parliament. It reports to the Prime Minister, so sort of inside the system. And in any event, it's got limited resources. I mean, they're very capable people on it, but they've got very limited resources. And if you don't know something exists at all, then it's very hard to investigate it. I mean, how would they investigate something done by a foreign agency? They have no rights over the NSA and so on. So it's very difficult to see how they could do it. And this is what's so odd about this. I mean, it's possible that GCHQ got authorizations from the Home Secretary or the Foreign Secretary, but that's not accountability. It's only accountability if Parliament knows about it, if Parliament knows that it exists. I mean, there are plenty of things that we've given the right to the Secretary of State to authorize. I mean, bugging, burglary, blackmail, because we know that that's what spooks do. We know that's what agencies do. Perfectly proper, perfectly reasonable. This is something we did not know they were doing and therefore did not countenance when we gave those powers to the Secretaries of State.
You say
it's quite serious.
You say we did not know what was happening. Are you quite sure that if they have been circumventing the legal process, this is GCHQ, that there has been no high-level cooperation from within the government?
Well, who can be sure of those things? But
well, what's your hunch? What do you think?
Well, my hunch is that the agencies do what they've always done. I mean, they're paid to be clever and cunning and get information they're not supposed to have, and they'll test the limits. They'll go as far as they can, and I don't particularly blame them for that. But this is a very big deal, and I think in the previous battle we've had over the so-called Snoopers Charter, one of the things the agencies have said is, we've got much less information than we used to have. There's a gap in our coverage and so on. Actually, what this tells us is they've got much more information than they used to have, and it's information about things we had never, ever considered they might have, namely our most intimate traffic, a love email sent to your wife or mistress or girlfriend, that sort of thing now available through a mechanism which doesn't go through the British courts. And that's pretty serious.
OK. David Davis, I assume you weren't reflecting on my personal life then.
Or mine.
You could speak for yourself. Thank you very much indeed.
All right.
Conservative MP David Davis, there, former Shadow Home Secretary. Your thoughts on 8505?